It is said that never underestimate the power of women who want to succeed. And I am here in this virtual room full of women who are determined to succeed. So let's go with something. Can we move on to a slide where I want all of you who are listening to me to type down, "I am an unstoppable leader." Can we have that banner? I am an unstoppable leader. Can I have all of you type that on your chat box? I am an unstoppable leader. Super. Friends, the reason I asked you to do this is because I believe, and you can see this belief of mine in all of my books, my resources online, everywhere. I believe that we are here in our jobs, in our business, not just to survive. We are here to thrive and succeed. And for you to thrive and succeed, you've got to develop one of the most imperative and yet highly neglected quality of leadership: the ability to be unstoppable. I just love all your responses that are coming, that I am an unstoppable leader. So, friends, let me just talk to you a little bit about this before I dive into this topic completely of how women lead and succeed. You know, many of you out here today may be telling to yourself, "Hey, Payal, you know what? I am not a leader. I don't have any teams. I don't lead anyone." Or maybe you may be thinking to yourself, "Okay, I've been in leadership roles for a very long time. Can you just tell me, Payal, how to succeed as a woman?" Well, in that case, my friends, I am all about leadership and success. In fact, 21 years of my life, my work has been committed to develop world class leaders who can lead, who can reach uphill and achieve what they want to achieve in their life. And let me tell you something, my friends: all your goals, all your dreams, everything that you want to achieve in your professional life, it's uphill here. And for you to be uphill here, for you to climb up there with your dreams and your goals, you've got to develop a leadership mindset. In all my coaching, in all my working with people and speaking and doing these workshops, I've highly seen that nothing surpasses your leadership. Nothing. Your income, your role, your title, your designation, your dreams, your goals, nothing can surpass your leadership. So so just as you have sent me those vibes, those positive vibes that I am an unstoppable leader, I want you all, my friends, to think about, as I begin to talk to you more about how women succeed, I want you to think about your goal. What's your ikigai? What's your dream? What's your goal in your career life? And just keep that to yourself. It's something I want you to reflect on, and just give me a yes in the chat box that you are a person who has some dreams and goals just like I do. Can I have those yeses in your chat box, my friends? Great. Just keep that yes coming on. Uh, you know, when you are thinking about your goal and your dreams, uh, it reminds me of this story, and my entire session today is going to be around it. It reminds me of this group of frogs, 50 frogs, who decided that they want to reach to the top of this pillar that was standing in the center of the jungle. So they invited the animals of the jungle and they said, "Hey, look, we frogs are going to reach to the top there." So all these animals, they look at the frogs and they say, "Hey, come on, it's impossible. I mean, come on, look at us. We are such powerful animals, and even we would not attempt something like this. It's impossible for you." So these frogs, they are very determined. They said, "We are going to reach to the top." So they move towards that pillar, and just then it begins to rain and thunder, making that pillar wet and slippery. So now all these animals, they try to reason out with these frogs. They said, "Hey, look, even nature is against you. Do not attempt anything where the nature is giving you a sign to stop." But these frogs, they are very determined. They said, "We are going to reach to the top." So the race began. Now, some of these animals, just as they began, they slipped and they gave up. Some of these frogs, they went on climbing upwards, reached to a certain, height on that pillar. And then as they looked up, it became scary with the thundering. And as they looked down, they heard all these animals telling them, hey, don't go any further. You will fall, you will die. It's not worth it. Come down. So they also came down. Slowly, all of the frogs, they gave up. They were on the ground. All these animals were making fun of them. Just then, one of these animals, he said, hey, look up. Your friend is going on climbing up. Stop him. He'll fall. He'll die. So all these animals, they gather around the pillar. They shout out loud, my friend, come down. It's not worth it. But this frog went on climbing upwards, reached to the top and said, wow, it's a beautiful view from here. And then when he came down, all these animals, they gathered around him. They said, hey, come on, tell us, how did you do it? How did you reach to the top when everyone else gave up? It was scary. It was thundering. Were you not afraid? So this frog, he looks at all these mouths moving. He lifts his ear, lifts his leg and puts it behind his ear and says, I don't know what you're saying. I am completely deaf. I can't hear anything. Now these animals, they are very curious. They said, hey, how is it possible? It was the same situation for everyone. Everyone else gave up. How did this frog reach to the top? So they go to this lion and they ask him, and the lion says, whatever you saw is what I saw. I don't know what answer to give you. So all these animals, they are quiet. And in that quietness, in that silence, the lion spoke again. He said, my friends, you are asking me the wrong question. The question is not how did this frog reach to the top? The question is why only this frog reached to the top? And he said the answer to it is because until far off, this frog could not hear any of your voices, not even his own voice could stop him. That, my friends, is unstoppable. I wanted to replace the characters of this story now. The frogs are each of you today who have joined in here with me. The pillar is that one goal that you desire to achieve. You have it inside of you. It's your career dream that you want to reach. And you know what? Each of us, my friends here, we know exactly where we are on that pillar of ours. Some of us have just started our career life. We are slipping and we feel like giving up. Some of us have moved upwards. We've reached a certain height, a certain designation, some role. We've accomplished some stuff. And when you look up there to exactly what your goal is, what your dream is, it looks scary. It looks, with all the corporate pressure, the business politics, the deadlines, the pressure, everything, the crisis that we are in. And when you look down, you remind yourself, this is where I came from. I don't want to fall back. So what do? You hold on tight to that pillar. At least your job is safe. Your income is flowing. At least things are moving. At least you are in the game called career. And then after certain years, after some years, when you look up there, my friends, you ask yourself exactly that same question. Hey, how did that person reach up there? How did he or she reach up? She was behind. How did she reach up there? And what you don't realize, my friends, is that you were instrumental in helping that person reach to where they are right now. Because you were holding on so tight to that pillar, it became what we call your comfort zone. And you were so clinging to your comfort zone that you remain stuck. I have seen, numerous people. They have the abilities, they have the skills, they are stuck where they are for years together. The rain, the thunder is all the obstacles you, me, and each of us will face in our career life. There is no escape for any of us. The animals of the jungle. The animals of the jungle are everyone today who are around you, who tell you exactly what you can and what you cannot do. They are the ones who tell you exactly, they remind you of your worth and your value in the industry. And let me tell you, my friends, these are the same people who do not even know their own value in the industry, but they are willing to put a value on each of us. And most of us, what we do, we accept. That's why we settle. We feel this is exactly where we are supposed to stop. You operate with a victim's mindset, not a leadership mindset. I wanted to pay attention on some numbers, my friends. I said there were 50 frogs, 50. Each of them had made it a goal to reach to the top, and only one reached to the top. In reality, you all know the numbers. You, me, each of us know the numbers. How many people? There are 7.6 billion people in the on the planet Earth. 3.6 are in the workforce itself. You, me, and each of us know the numbers, my friends. How many people are reaching to the top? They are becoming exceptional leaders, exceptional business owners. They are changing their income, their destiny. They are reaching where they want to reach. And how many people are working hard, putting in the efforts, making sure they work on their credentials, and they are doing every day, everything it takes to daily put in the efforts, but the needle does not move significantly for them. They remain stuck, they remain average, they remain struggling. And by the time you leave your career life, you look back and you feel, I was here to do something, I was here to make a difference. What have I achieved? In reality, my friends, if you were to travel around, meet people like I do every single day, coach them, mentor them, speak to them, you would be saddened to see that in reality, despite the fact that we are in an age of technology, of information, of best resources, this gap between the exceptional and the successful few and the average and the struggling many exists, persists, and it's only increasing. It's time to close that gap, my friends, first for yourself and then for your organization and people around you. Let's do something. Can I have you all in your chat box give me a yes, yes, that I am ready to close that gap? Because my friends, this gap exists, persists in your life. It was in my life, and it is persisting in the lives of millions of women and men today. So let me hear it from all of you on that chat box. I close this gap for myself. And you know, friends, the reason I'm asking you to do this is because I'm not a slides person. For me, your interaction, your problems, your goals is what takes the session ahead. When I hear from you, I know I am amongst like-minded people who are willing to move ahead with me. So let me hear that in the chat box. Super. So how do you close this gap? It's not going to happen by just typing in that I close this gap or giving me that yes, yes, right? How do I close that gap? Let me take you to the next slide of mine. Now, you know, in my working, coaching, and speaking with these A players, with top industrialists and CEOs and legendary leaders, I have come to understand, my friends, that these people go beyond hard work and skill sets and networking. They go beyond. They go root. They go inside. You know, they focus on certain practices, rituals, and techniques which bring them towards their success. And you know, though I have a very limited time with all you wonderful people out here today, you know, I wish I could have shared more and more stuff, but I definitely am going to share with you one such key element that is going to change your results immediately. And I can assure you, my friends, you practice this ritual. You know, these are not very openly available on public domains. My interaction with them, I take these stuff from them and I deconstruct it in my books and in my audio tapes and in my online resources, and I share it with people with one aim, that you are here to thrive and succeed. It's your time to fulfill your dreams, and you've got to make sure that you leave your professional world feeling highly successful. So one of these practices, it's called take charge. Now, I'm going to do this very quickly. Very quickly, I'll share it with you, and then I will, we'll have a Q&A where I can help you to make sure that we can move ahead more with this. Take charge. This is one practice. You follow it every single day in your work life, my friends. I guarantee you the change in your results immediately. So, what does take charge look like? Take charge of what? Now, what happens is, my friends, in the business world, in the corporate world, we are all tuned to take charge of our teams, of our budgets, of our careers, of our incomes, of our growth, of our relationships with our bosses, our colleagues, everything. But at the same time, these are all secondary. First and foremost, you've got to take charge of what I call your inner leader. Now, it's a concept I have introduced in the lives of people and in the lives of many corporates globally, and it has given them miraculous results super fast and with serenity and speed, like I always say. So, take charge means that you as a person, you are not dependent on people and circumstances for your growth and progress. It means you have mastered the art to be highly effective, super productive, and deliver the best results, regardless of your circumstances, regardless of the crisis, and regardless of the people who are around you. It means you are taking charge of your psychology, your physiology, your biochemistry, your actions, your focus, your energy, just everything that comprises of your inner leader. Let's make this really super simple for everyone to take it with them today and apply it in your everyday work life, my friends. Um, let me ask you something here. How many of you watch TV? TV at home? Okay, just give me a yes, yes, because I do watch, so I don't want to be the only one in the room, in front of that idiot box. So, how many of you watch TV at home? Okay. Let that yes, yes keep coming, my friends. Super. Now, I want you to just imagine that you are watching TV. Okay, you are watching your uh, favorite show. You are relaxed. You are enjoying your favorite show, and someone comes and snatches the remote and switches the channel. What do you feel like doing? If I can have answers, that would be great. And if no, it's fine. I understand we are too many in this room. But what do you feel like doing when someone comes and just snatches that remote and switches the channel? Okay. 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 So with whatever you're thinking and whatever you're writing, in reality, many of you have written over here that, okay, I feel like snatching it back. I feel like taking it back. Sometimes I just get off mood when someone would snatch my remote. I feel like taking it back. I feel like I get angry. Think about it, my friends. In reality, most of us have given that remote to everyone around us, to our boss, to our environment, to our colleagues, to our society, to our family, to our country, to the environment, to everyone around us to decide how we are going to be operating, how we feel, what is it that we want. We have given that remote to everyone to decide how we are going to feel, happy or sad, successful or like a failure. Are we going to operate feeling guilt free or full of guilt? That charge is with someone else, my friends. And let me tell you something here, my friends. A players, leaders, and legendary people who you feel are climbing upwards, they never ever give the remote to anyone else, my friends. Never, because they know the consequences of giving giving the remote to someone else. Friends, most of us, we feel that work is very stressful. In reality, work is not stressful. Let me show you the next slide, which is something I really believe in. Let me go to the next slide for you. Work on its own is never stressful. It's our own inability to manage our inner leader that leads to stress. Think about it, my friends. Let me show you the cycle, the next slide. Let me show you the cycle in which 90% of the people operate, and the cycle in which A players never operate. Successful women, successful men, successful business owners, they operate in a different cycle. Think about it, what I said, my friends. When your remote is with someone else, how do you feel from inside? When your inner leader is disturbed for any reason, what type of energy do you bring to your workplace? What type of energy are you putting towards your goal, towards your projects? With the low energy, what type of actions and decisions do you feel like taking? Mediocre. With mediocre decisions, what types of results are you going to get? You're going to get poor results. And all those poor results, my friends, is what shapes you up. This is why today we are seeing people putting in maximum efforts but getting minimum results. People working hard every single day, but at the same time, their results are almost the same with just a little shift, not a massive shift. My friends, everything that you do depends on your inner leader. It depends on how you take charge, how A players keep that remote tight. They will never allow anyone to determine how they are going to feel and for how long they are going to operate in that state. Majority of the people I work with, they let someone else decide and control their circumstances, their goals, their dreams, their progress ahead. I would have loved to give you, numerous examples of real life incidences where I have actually seen people with the best of the skill sets, education, training, resources. They aren't being able to move up to where they want to go. That shows that there is something missing in our professional life, and that something missing is your own inner leader. The capacity of your inner leader to take charge and move ahead, my friends. Many of you may be thinking, okay, Payal, how will I know I have taken charge? How will I know I have taken charge? I'll share this formula with me with you. In fact, it's a formula that is coming up in my next book that is going to be released in a month's time. Let me move on to the next slide for you, and I highly recommend you take note of this, my friends. How do you know that you're in charge? It means the number of times you remain stable today upon divided by the number of incidences, both positive and negative. Because, my friends, it's not only the negative incidences that change your state of mind, it's the positive incidences too. Think about it. How many times has it happened your boss came and gave you a pat on your back, or someone, a client came and gave you this huge project and gave you this huge deal, and you're super super happy, and you made extra promises, and you went ahead and delivered extra, and you promised something which you would have not in normal circumstances. So it means you are not in charge, because if someone has the ability to make your mood like this, like bring it up or bring it down, it means your remote, your inner leader is being directed by someone else. And my friends, I want you to remember this lifelong. The more the remote, the more your inner leader is guided by outer circumstances and people, the more your results are going to be unstable. I always say in all of my resources and books, achieving success is no rocket science at all. You've just got to know the right technique and the right rituals that are being practiced around. And I feel so blessed to get to be in this field of sharing all of this with awesome people like all of you. So I know we have a time crunch, and I would love to keep speaking to all of you, but I definitely want to leave you today with something to reflect on, my friends. Two questions. And think about it, once the session is over, just answer this to yourself. Who has your remote control? You know it. No one else can answer this for you except you, my friends. Who has it? Is it your boss, your colleagues, the circumstances, the crisis, the world crisis we are in today? Is it your parents, your society, the culture, the country? Who has your remote control? And when do you plan to take it back? Because, my friends, remember this, until you do not know how to take it back and until you do not decide to take it back, you are going to get the same results. You are going to shift, you're going to move a little upward, but your dreams and your goals are up here. Everything that you desire is uphill. I will again stress that point, my friends. Make sure you make, you develop that leadership mindset that can help you to move upward and reach to where you want to reach. In conclusion, my friends, putting it all together, I would really say that you, me, each of us, we have a very limited time in our professional life. None of us are here to stay forever. But while you are here, before you empty that platform for someone else, while you are here, you've got to stop putting your hands out for everything. You've got to, you've got to stop thinking with a victim mindset. You've got to develop that leadership mindset. And in your this journey, if I can be of any help, if I can be of any value, you can definitely connect with me. On my next slide, I'll give you where all you can connect with me. And I am a person who loves to connect wherever I am, wherever I travel. So stay connected with me. It's there coming up on my next slide. Varsha, can we have the next slide? Okay. So like I said, I love to be connected with people. If you can just put me a line, a single line that this is through the women tech makers, I will make sure to accept the connection because of the hundreds of connections we get every day. It's highly impossible for me to accept. But if you can just put this line that you heard me at Women Tech Makers, I would love to connect with you. And if any of you want to delve deeper into what I said today, after speaking with Lakshya today, last week, I put out a workbook for all of you, a game changer workbook. You can take a screenshot of this slide, as they say, and it is at payalanjiani.com/webinar. You can go ahead, download the workbook. It's at no cost. It's all about what I spoke today, but it will give you complete what do I say? It will give you a complete structure, a complete framework for you to fill in and see where you stand in your work life, my friends. So go ahead, download it. If you have any issues, Lakshya is here, I am here, and wishing you loads of success. Thank you so much to all you lovely people for being here with me, for your time, and thank you to the Women Tech Makers entire group and team for organizing this wonderful event. Thank you. Loads of success to all of you. I'll be back with all of you for your questions. Thank you. Bye-bye. Love you all.